All right, parts arrived. We've got clutch cable, choke. This is going to be our wheel cylinder for the back, and then the air filter. After that, if all goes well, gonna put the wheel cylinder on first. If all goes well, we'll just be lacking tires that are not about to pop. Are we gonna take it for a test drive on these tires? We might. Are we gonna break down? We might. All right, let's put them on. All right, you got my boy here as the cameraman, so apologies. Just went with the Dorman, just the cheapest one on Amazon. Should just pop in. Let me rotate these. If they do rotate, are they supposed to rotate? They do. So they need to be, up and down, bada bing, pretty close. And the way I did it is I just took out one spring so that I didn't have to take this all completely apart. All right. That likes to be there. This likes to be there. Something like that. All right, how we doing, buddy? So that went right in. Put that spring back. I've got my bolts here. That should. Yeah, that one started. We'll make it a little easier for him, why not? Let's see. Alright. So these two should be good to go. Tighten them up. Back here, I'm just kind of going in blind. There we go. A wheel cylinder that doesn't leak. And then we'll hook up the line to it. All right, 10 millimeter. All right. Now this, take this little gammon. There we go. Anything will help. Now let's see if I can contort myself in here. That's interesting. Kind of pull this away. This is always fun. Damn it. All right, I think it started. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this bleeder all the way out because there's no fluid pumping to it right now. The system's probably out of fluid. And then I can get a lot more rotations out of it. So we'll get this tightened on and then we'll look at putting the drum back on and see how bad. Got this back on. Got the bleeder and everything hooked up. Fluid's going through it. You know, I'm not gonna clean this. I'm just gonna put it all back together is what we're gonna do here. So one of these came out. This is obviously the end of the axle, and those are there for a reason. So I'll just put it back on and then use the nut to seat it, I guess. So, all right, drum going on. Can I do it one-handed? No. That was a pain in the butt. That was way harder to get on. And even still, I don't know if I got it right because it's pretty... Well, now that it's... Yeah, I think I did something wrong. Because it was impossible to get on. So I should probably need to take this off and if I can. Got it on, and then once I tighten it down to the axle, it's impossibly hard to move. And with only 60-some horsepower, I'm gonna feel that. So, unfortunately, I need to take this back off. Which is not gonna be fun. Let me fight with that. All right, so evidently when I was trying to spread these to get the caliper out, or the cylinder out, this small tab here had laid down and was keeping everything farther apart than it should be. So I've got that where it should be now. And before, what I fought for an hour, not quite an hour, but this will slide right on. Oh, that tab in the right place, it'll just slide on and turn a lot easier. So I'll button this up, put this wheel back on, and on to the next. All right, so getting these back on. I don't know why the axle has these little studs that stick out. And I don't know what this little bracket's for. I thought it was maybe because this tire was a spare, but there's the same bracketry on the other side. So I don't know what that's about. Let's see, where's my last one? 1, 2, 3. There's my, where'd you go? Ruh-roh. Where'd you go? Do we really need all 4? There we go. Hiding under the PB Blaster. All right, these are all 17, I think. Come on. Are you not a 17? This one. What are you? You not a 17? You're 17. Just didn't like that. All right, let's put this wheel back on, and then we'll bleed the brakes at a later date. All right. Well, actually, you know what? There's the package. But wait, there's more. Thanks, buddy. There's this little. All right, there's this little beauty ring thing, which I don't know what its purpose is, other than to rust and cause problems.
Okay, here's one.
All right, thanks, buddy. We're gonna make this a little easier.
I'll open the package.
No, that's all right. We'll open it later. Please don't touch it. Oh, you got to get it lined up with these little holes. Let's just make it that much easier. This thing is covered.
I'll show you what's in it.
All right, let's see.
I'll show you what's in it.
This one is lined up here. All righty. Close. Does it have a... Oh, does the drum have a notch on it? Because I see a notch there. It could also just be a rust hole. Because I can't see there. Let's get it all the way on and maybe we can... Okay, we're not far. There we go. All right. Let's get a Phillips head screwdriver. We're just going to get them started with this because this is definitely not the right size. And one of these, I know one of these is no good because it was no good coming out. Let me grab a better screwdriver. All right, there's one. Let's see, that one looks like it'll go in. There's two. That one looks usable. Yep.
Dad, just some.
Alrighty, two more, three more. That one looks like it's got a little bit of life left in it. That's the one that's no good. I don't know what this does, but I'm guessing missing one screw is not gonna be the end of the world. All right, time to put this dry rod piece of junk back. Oh, Lordy. All right, this was the not fun part of today's parts delivery. And she doesn't know it yet, but my wife is gonna help me bleed the brakes. It's her favorite thing. Oh, come on now. After this, it's fun stuff. It's a new clutch cable, which is fun. Choke, I get to do some stuff for that. Air filter, maybe we'll do that next, it's easy. So we got my 7/8, we got the one odd man here. Okay. Alrighty. That's on there. Let her down. Oh yeah. All right, let's do the air filter. That's easy and fun and satisfying. CarQuest 88235. Get this off there. I don't want to buy a new one that is actually right, so I had to kind of modify the original one, and that means it'll probably fight me coming off. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see, maybe we can change it without disconnecting it from there. Where are you? Let's put you up there so I don't lose it. Oh yeah, we can make that work. All right, new air filter. Really tall. What do we think, too tall? Let me fight this for a second. Pop that off. Boom. Now let's see. We can get this on. I don't think I can do it with that. Is impossible to do with one hand. Got that on. I need to do something about this. I need just a longer one because this is threading onto the stud, which I'm using to pull down there. But this tightens it down, so once this comes off, there's still that, so I have to use pliers to get it off. And it barely clears for my choke there, but it'll work. So hook up my choke next. All right, and choke cable. On my old one, I had it somewhere in here. See this dummy spot right here? I'm just gonna make that go away and see if I can't get this to fit through there. And then I think there's a hole right there. Maybe we'll go for that. That'll work. We'll feed this through there. Once again, challenges of only having one free hand. Let's see if I can. Where are you? There you go. You're somewhere in there. There you go. Go through there. There we go. All right, let's. All right, there we go. Out, and it'll go over to there. Let me feed it through. Oh, I forgot to put my stud on the other side, but we can go ahead and see if this fits. It's a snug fit, which is what we want. All right. Yeah, I should have put that little nut and washer on the other side of that. We should have choke things happening. Let's see. Oh yeah. Open and close. Oh yeah. All right, we'll have to dive. All right, clutch cable things. I gotta get these out. And then I was just looking under the dash, and it does not look. I saw one other thing I gotta do, which is disable the stupid clutch safety start. That's going away. It's very annoying. So I'll get this off, and then I'll see what this looks like on the inside. I mean, I know it looks like that, but I cannot easily see where it actually would hook. So let me investigate that. Right, so this is starting to look familiar when I did this on my old Samurai. So it's just two 14s right there on either side of that bracket. And then another 14 here, and you gotta kind of hold. It's so hard to see. You kind of gotta hold onto that little squared off part while you back this out. So let me do that. I already got that one loose up there. Let's see if it'll come out. All right. Let me put some channel locks or something on this square part and get that loose. I had to get myself in some weird shapes to look at this. You can see it took me a minute to locate it. That right there. That thing, and that just hooks on to the bracket. So you literally just pull it in a little bit and it unhooks then. There's the old one. Alright, new one. Pretty much the same thing. Alright, let me put this one in and kind of follow the line. It goes under around the front. It looks short, but said it was the right one. So let me see how this. So that's a new clutch cable in. Fancy schmancy. I gotta go put it in the little bracket so it stays out of the way. Pretty easy though. I mean, 214's tightened there. With this, I just got it to where, you know, it wasn't slack. You know, there's a little bit of play in this. You push it till it barely grabs, keep it there, and then just back it out just a little. I'll probably grab some Loctite and put it on that because it's pretty easy to turn. Maybe maybe I need to put more tension on it where the tension will hold it there. So, oh, there's just not a lot of room under these things. All right. See, here's the old one. We gotta put our 2 screws in there. All right. There she is. All right, this goes, there's a couple little tabs there and here. We'll put those in there. Put those 2 bolts in. Maybe start it up. Clutch cable is in. And some bracketry. Choke. Air filter, rear wheel cylinder. Put that in a somewhat reasonable position there. All right, need a little WD-40 on that. All right. Oh, the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna undo that stupid safety switch. All right, let's see. Let's pull the choke. Couple pumps. Haven't started in a few days. That choke really wants to go back in. All right, I haven't adjusted it at all. So I'm gonna need to do that. Let's see if we got clutchage. Oh yeah. Woo, boy, do we have a clutch. And forward gears. That grabs a lot better. Let's, do we have any sort of parking brake? A little resistance, not much. Let's look at that, carb and see. All right, what's going on? So that's choke end. Now let's adjust our. Okay, so that it's idling really high, and it's not even on the. It's not even touching the idle screw. I did have some springs holding this, but there's built-in springs here, so it's just idling high. Maybe it's because it's not warmed up yet. But that's a choke all the way out. Let's see, pull the choke. Yeah, we don't need that. So it's that screw, right? It's that little guy down there. We don't need that so tight because I don't want it to pull the throttle. I don't want to give that much throttle when I've got the choke pulled. Just a little bit's all we need. So we'll back that out and then see about back. Well, that one's already not even touching. That's where it wants to sit, but it's not. It's not returning all the way down. Maybe some WD-40. Also, it could have been this big old vacuum leak that wasn't hooked up. Let's see if that does any better. All right, it's warm, so we don't need the choke. Oh, I swear I'm gonna disable the stupid safety thing. That's better. Pull the choke. I need a throttle return spring is what I need. A stronger one. Alright, throttle return spring and some other fun stuff. But sounds good. That's about where I want it. Still got a little tweaking to do. But once I bleed the brakes out and remove that stupid safety thing, we'll be ready to get our tires. This is what I'm talking about, the little wire to get rid of the stupid safety thing. You just basically make it double edge. Basically just making a little junction like that here. Alright, hold the phone still, buddy. Cameraman in training. Alright, crimp it. Get your other side. Crimp it. Oh, I missed. Alright. There we go. And we find. Oh, where is it? It's those two wires right there. These two, that's what we want. So we basically want to disconnect this and you plug it into here. And this tells the computer that, not the computer, just that little safety switch. It basically says, because what it does, there's a button up there. When you press the clutch, just press the button and it completes a circuit. So this tricks it into thinking that you've done that. So we'll just plug that in and see if it works.